Sorry, Kate, you got me with that one. Oh, hey, are we live?
We're
Good.
totally live! Good job! Hey there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. What's up? Welcome to this, the possible last episode of Fall of... Either the ultimate or penultimate episode.
Did you just say penultimate?
Penultimate. Penultimate.
Every episode is the penultimate.
That's every episode of Fall of Magic here with this crew. Woo! Let's go around and say hi in the order that we are on screen, which is Kit, you're first. Say hi.
Oh, hi.
Who are you playing?
Good question.
The former Caspian, not anymore.
The former guy. He doesn't have a name anymore.
Yeah, it's not a name.
I am playing the Fox of Mistwood. Yeah, he lost his name after a long and arduous and grueling, sad tale of loss. He is now arguably the saddest boy in the group.
Jordan, are you gonna fight? Are you gonna fight? Are you gonna fight on this?
We can both be the saddest boys.
Okay.
You're more tragic, I think.
Yeah.
No,
yes.
I think you're more. No.
I think everyone thinks that I'm miserable and
alive.
tragic, but I'm not.
That's what makes you more tragic, though. I feel like that's what I teach
lack of tragic.
kids. Is like the hope and the naivety and like all of that is much more tragic than like the actual like, oh, poor me. Yeah. Anywho, sorry.
It's all right.
Jordan, it's your turn. Say hi anyway.
I'm Jordan. I'm playing Vago, hero of Barleytown, reluctant hero of Barleytown. Yeah. When we left off, I had asked Big Machine if people could come back from the dead. It gave me an answer, but I didn't share it with anybody.
Rude.
Muhahaha.
Monster. And Katie.
It's me. I play River, the Raven of Ravenhall, and everyone thinks I'm a sad boy, but I'm not. And I actually forget a lot of what I did, including, like, I know my question, but I forget what my answer in my brain was for the giant machine because I'm so busy remembering these boys.
Your answer was a blank sheet, but the sheet was like all black.
I remember now.
Oh yeah, didn't you freak out the machine?
Yeah. But like I know what that means, but you don't. That's all it takes, Kit. Yeah. So yeah, that's me, and I hope these boys come back. I
mean, didn't we bring them with us into the fortress? They're in here.
Yeah. What were they again? Were they otters?
They were
the Swedish meerkats.
Swedish meerkats. Oh yes, that. Wow, we offended everyone with those now. With those good boys.
Just the Swedes. Just the Swedes.
Thank goodness Slayer is asleep right now, or she would do murders. Actual murders.
Yeah.
Yes.
She would come a slaying.
She would come do slays. But yes, hi. Thanks for being here. We've acknowledged that Kit's turn is first, so Kit will be going first so far. As we said, pretty much all we did so far was enter this fortress and meet not bug people. Everyone kept being like bug people. They weren't bug people. They were
people in bug armor.
People in bug armor. They weren't like fully people. They were people-esque. They were in bug armor. People-ish. You know? But yeah. Oh, I didn't say. Hi, I'm Jess. This is my channel. Thanks for being here. All that's good stuff. And my character is Fond, the midwife of Barleytown. So you know, I knew Vago before he was cool. Before he was that cool hero dude of Barleytown. You know.
Did you birth him? Are you that old? Did you birth him? Like, were you there?
Did we acknowledge that?
I determined that I did say that you helped birth my son, Rollo.
Yeah. Yeah. And you made the comment that I look the same now as I did back then.
Yeah.
So possibly possibly like was there earlier on.
Possible vampire.
Possible, yes. Possible good witch vampire friend. You know,
You feel the energy of birth to stay youthful.
Yeah, y'all think I'm doing good stuff, birthing them babies, but actually stealing.
Yeah, you keep every other baby for yourself.
Yep.
Oh no.
The Barleytown has never had a twin, and no one knows why. Womp womp womp.
That's a good hook. I like that.
But yeah.
I'm locking that one away.
Let's do this thing. Let's get all up in this Fortress of Karst.
Yep.
Puns are starting early. I love it. Okay. I am going to the Living Gallery. Mwahaha.
Okay.
I don't know. It just sounds weird. Is anybody going to be joining me?
Not me.
I'm
some Swedish meerkats.
No, meerkats. He's trying to get away from those meerkats.
If you want company, Fawn will come with you.
Absolutely.
Yay!
So, I have a feeling the Living Gallery is a bunch of sort of like when you go through like a museum and they've got like the dioramas. You can walk into the dioramas and it's like walking into almost like the TARDIS. It looks small, but you walk in and it's like an expanded area. Even though a foot away, there's another diorama of another area. And as we're walking down this hallway of picturesque dioramas, we come across one of the Mistwood. Fox looks and he's like, "Oh, well, if it isn't the Mistwood, it seems like so long ago that we were there. It's almost as if I can hear the forest calling through here. Can't you hear it?"
Do I hear anything if I listen? Are there actual noises? Like, how real is this diorama?
They're real.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like pieces of the areas were taken.
Oh, wow. So it's almost like...
They're alive.
That's super cool. Then, yeah, I think, like, Fawn is in awe, like, looking around and, like... I would swear we were back.
I wonder. Do you think if we could find the burrows, would the pups be there?
I mean, we could look. Would you want them to be here?
No, I don't think I would. Not in this place of cold metal and stone. This isn't a place for them.
Yeah, it's I mean, it seems so real and yet it's missing. It's missing something of warmth and home.
It is. Do you think your home is here?
I would like to go see, but let's definitely go look for the pups first.
Let's see. We take a good hour to just look around the direction where Fox thinks and feels like they should, and as we get deeper in the forest, it seems to wrap in on itself. We come back to the entrance window, and well, I swear that the den should have been in this direction, but we seem to be back where we started.
Well, then, that's good. It proves that it is very much like home and a nice way to remember without actually taking or ruining anything from there. That's probably for the best.
Yes, it is for the best. I don't know if I could leave if I saw them again. So it is, yes, it's for the best. Let's see if we can find Barleytown.
Yes, I'd love that. Let's go.
We walk out and down the hall some more, and there's your oceans and waves and chattering streams and brooks, rolling hills and thunderous mountains. Oddly enough,
how can
no
there be
cities.
so much? No cities. Okay.
How strange there's no cities in this gallery.
But so much of the world still, it feels like. Well, your pups weren't there, so maybe nowhere, no actual homes, no places people would actually inhabit, just the regions.
Perhaps. Or could this be from a time before times?
Oh. You're right, perhaps it's a distant memory of the world as it was.
Living before life.
Well, there is still
Just-
life, just...
Just a memory. This place is ever interesting. And that is where I'm going to end that.
I'm so curious now. Like, I'm imagining, I'm, like, wondering, like, did it have places in, like, blocks? Did it have, like, blocks of places? Was it, like, rooms in IKEA and you walk from, like, one into the next? Like, you're in the, like, forest section and then you're in the kitchen section? And then, like...
I like that.
Especially because... it might just be because I'm on a kick because of the Swedish meerkats. And now I'm thinking of IKEA.
The world of IKEA.
That's what I'm imagining for what you've described as this living gallery.
Forest section, kitchens and bedding.
Exactly.
Take the shortcut.
Perfect.
Oh boy, where am I gonna go, guys? Where am I?
I don't know. What would you like to do in this fortress? Woo. I mean, you could do a scene entirely involving some of your friends if you want to go visit your friends.
Oh, my friends. Oh, they're just great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can play River and them at the same time. I had to abandon her when I was them. I was like, I can't go, like, so grumpy. Oh, let's see.
They were so good, though.
I'm gonna go to the Vault of the Builder.
Nice.
Does anyone want to come with me?
I'm wondering, like, timeline-wise. Like, Fawn likes hanging out with River, but I'm just wondering if she's still in the living gallery or not. That's my only...
Yeah, it's possible you guys went there at the same time that we were in the constant motion hall, and maybe, like, you're on your way out while we're on our way out of the hall.
That's true.
If you want.
I'm gonna join.
Yeah.
Excellent. And you know what? Let's drag Vago with us.
Yeah, let's do it.
Not here to consent, so
Yeah.
you're coming, Vago.
You can't say no, so Vago's coming with us. We literally did exactly as you described. We both came out of these two separate rooms, met up, and then went together to this next place.
Yeah. So as we meet up in the hall, River is like, turns stuff on, and she's like, this place is very odd.
I mean, all of the places we've been to have been different, so it's it's definitely different. Yeah, I'll agree.
We just saw a giant machine that could answer any question.
Really?
Yeah. And Vago asked the machine a question, and he kept the answer secret.
Vago, you have to tell us what your answer. What was the question? What was the What was the question?
I forget exactly how he phrased it, but it was something along the lines of, do people stay dead when they're dead, or something?
Oh, that sounds...
It was something like that. He was much more elegant about it.
Vago, wake up! I want to know what you're... It's almost like you're not here right now.
I think he's distracted by how powerful the answer was. And he's just like...
I can imagine his answer was very disturbing.
He seemed content with it.
Interesting.
You're muted.
Yeah, big nerd.
we dragged Vago with us to the vault of the builder.
But we're still in the hall. We haven't got there yet.
Yeah, we were walking there. We decided that y'all came out of the Hall of Constant Motion at the same time we came out of the Living Gallery, and then we all started walking together to the vault of the builder.
Well, Vago had to go look for a crapper.
Yeah. So we were talking about him behind his back.
Yeah, then we were talking about him.
He and you returned as we were as Fawn was asking me, well, what was the answer? What was the question? And I very poorly paraphrased the question as, do dead people stay dead?
Yeah, I mean, that was probably worded better than I did, to be honest. You know, I'm already regretting asking, so let's take a look at this place.
Are you regretting asking because you didn't like the answer, or because we're now asking you about it?
Did it have to do with zombification?
Did
it have anything to do with rebirth and life?
Did you become a mermaid like those things that attacked us?
No. The answer is kind of, it doesn't matter, because I can't do anything about it either way. But now I know.
I got a pretty cool answer. Turns out I'm so smart I broke the machine. And it printed this, and I hand Fawn the entirely black ink page that I got.
Oh, like it's just like it's like a long piece of paper with like covered in black ink, right?
Yeah, and as you're looking at it, it has the faintest purple gleam to it that reminds you of a certain black inky potion that you are carrying.
You're mean.
Just
Fawn like crumples it up and puts it back at you. Like, that seems like that's probably just a mistake. That seems like it was probably just broken. Maybe.
That's what I said.
Yes.
I broke the machine.
Yes.
I was too smart for it, and it couldn't print an answer.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Dude, why are you freaking out?
I'm not. I'm agreeing with you. It definitely, let's all ask Vago about his question again. Vago.
Raise your hand if you think Fawn's being weird.
She's fine.
I feel like you're all acting a little strange, but I feel like this place is making us all a little on edge.
Well, let's go downstairs, see if they have a bar. Yeah? Let's do it.
That's actually that's one of your smarter ideas, for sure.
Sweet. So we can head down the stairs. Doop, 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 doop. Looking for a bar. And there's like lots of machine noises, but not a lot of like people enjoying themselves noises. So we keep looking, and we climb lower and lower, because we're like, the lower the bar, the cooler the alcohol, right? Like, let's just keep going. Down we go, down we go, down we go. Till we get to like basically the bottom floor, and the machine noises are like as quiet as they have been in any other area of the fortress. And then there's just this giant, like, curved oak door with this, like, massive knocker on it that is like a hammer that, like, hangs down, and it's huge. Like, it's excessive. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, guys, this looks like the coolest bar ever. Who's gonna knock on the door? Who? Somebody.
I'm probably the tallest.
To do that.
That's probably me, eh? So she just grabs the hammer and just wails on the like metal knocker portion like 5 times. Kapow, pow, 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 pow. And just like slowly on its own, the door opens a little bit. And you hear some like clangy noises and some like random swearing and like, fuck, shit, damn it, ah, from like a corner. And you're like, So the door opens and River just like pushes her way in. She's like, oh, party started. In we go. And as we enter this room, it's actually a gigantic vault. And the walls are metal, the ceiling is metal, the floor is metal, almost as if whoever built it was prepping for like tons of explosions to happen in here. And in the corner, there's a tiny-ish human man, and he is frantically hammering something, and you can see that like his fingers are all bandaged up, and clearly he like whacks himself accidentally multiple times, and he's just like a hot mess, but he's clearly like in a hurry and frustrated and not remotely caring that we've just like walked into his vault thing. So it's likely something that happens frequently, that people just come in and leave and he doesn't even notice. And he looks up and he says to everyone, just leave my lunch on the desk and I'll get to it when I get to it. And you look at the desk and there's like 5 uneaten plates of food.
Are you sure? It seems like you might need to eat sometime soon.
I don't need to eat. I don't need to do anything. You freaking bug people, you think you know what's best? I know what's best. Hammering is best. I have work to do. Don't you know who runs this place? You'd be nothing without me. Get out.
But if you eat, you'll have the energy to hammer more.
And all of a sudden, his like head shakes, and he's like looks up, and he's like, "You're not bug people. Who are you?" And like all of a sudden, you can see like his pupils dilate, and his eyes get really big, and his mouth just kind of opens. He's just staring at Fawn, like he hasn't seen anything so beautiful in his whole life.
You're such a brat, Katie.
Can't forget those tags. It's there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like drops his hammer and he's just staring at you with like eyes glazed over, like,
I'm sorry, sir, I don't know you, and I have to admit I probably shouldn't press. I'm just used to, you know, scolding children when they don't eat their lunches, and I just see so many lunches here, and I just went right into it, and I apologize. But you definitely seem like maybe you should eat something?
Yeah.
We didn't bring anything, but you do have all these other lunches. One of these might still be fresh, and she, like, pokes at them. This one seems okay.
Fox will just sniff around. I don't smell too much that is fresh in this room.
And
okay.
The
And then
guy just kind of like smells under his armpit. And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of busy, you know."
Yes. I'm just concerned because it seems like you work very hard, and it seems like there's a lot you seem to be doing down here, and just forgetting. I know that's, you know, I can get caught up in my work too, and it's good to just eat something. And maybe if I just, and she reaches into like a pouch, and she gets out some like herbs and things, and she looks through the food for, and like picks out what looks like the freshest one, and kind of like rubs the herbs over it, and it like glows for a second and looks slightly cleaner, and then she slides it at him. That should be pure and without disease now. Mm-hmm.
Whoa. You're the first human I've seen in a long time. And I haven't seen anybody who could do magic in forever.
Well, you know, surprise magic.
Are you her husband? And the crazy guy looks at Vago. Does she do this all the time?
Are you kidding me? She's like 30 years older than I am.
What? How's that even possible? This is insane. Who are you people? How did you get in here?
You saw what she just did with that food, did you not?
Well, yeah, but... Whoa, wait, are you sorcerers? Are you coming to kill me? What's going on in here?
We were looking for a bar.
Yeah.
Oh! Well.
And he doesn't mean iron.
Oh. That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
no, I mean we're looking for something to drink. You know, like a beer.
I don't really have that, but I do have iron, so,
What are you working on down here?
well, someone broke my machine, and they don't realize how important that machine is, and it runs this whole place, and it does all kinds of other important things, and asked a stupid question, and now it's broken, and it's just printing out these stupid pages of black ink over and over and over and over there, everywhere, and it's broken, so I'm trying to fix it, and nobody else here knows how to fix things or how to run this place. They're all just clueless.
Huh. That's
I
really
wonder who
interesting.
that could have been.
Yeah, that's
I feel
really
like
bad.
everyone looks at River.
I lean to River and I say, maybe we should go. Unless you think you can undo what you did or help.
I may have been the one to ask the machine the question that broke it. What? You did what? You did what?
Hey, pal, Spooky didn't know what she was doing.
Well,
She didn't know the question would break the machine.
that is true. I did not know that. You asked it. What? Well, I don't even know if the question's relevant to you. Tell me right now what you asked it. I asked it what the fate of the Magus is. Wait, what? What's a Magus? Oh.
Can we help you with it? I mean, I've fixed wagons and stuff in my time. This looks just like a bunch of wheels that turn, so same idea.
And
Oh, I will not be able to help you. I don't have thumbs anymore.
Yeah.
and like his like fury that was like comical before, all of a sudden like you don't even notice becomes like terrifying. And the vault, you realize, is getting very warm. And like you're sweating and you didn't realize it. And for a basement, it's way too hot. It's totally unnatural. And his eyes get fiery, and he all of a sudden grabs his hammer and just launches himself at River, and in the jump becomes just this like he doesn't transform, but he goes from like quirky, eccentric, acceptable human being to like crazed psychopath. And as he's jumping at her, you notice behind him that it's not just all iron and metal and stuff like that. There are rows of shelves with human body parts all arranged in jars, and his body was blocking most of it for a small guy, and it just looked like junk. But you see a skull where he had been sitting on the shelf, and it's clearly human. And he launches himself at River with his hammer, just like ready to strike.
I pull out my sword and step in front. And I mean, it's a little short sword, but I hold it up to try and skewer him before he gets to you.
And he goes with his hammer, and he tries to like whack at River, but you surprise him, and he tries to change course and hit you instead, but it's not quite as like a concentrated blow, so it's not super harmful, but it hits you in like the arm. And he like rolls, and he's now like almost like Gollum-esque in his like crazy fury, and he's on sort of like all fours, his back's all hunched. He's like, "You broke my machine!" And he's like screaming and like spitting, and it's disgusting.
I'm gonna just fox jump on his back up and just pounce.
And as you sink your claws into his back, he like screams even louder and tries to like roll to get you off and like use his hammer to like hit at you in your back, but he can't like quite reach. So he's kind of like stuck underneath you.
Growl in his ears. Calm down, small person.
Is he small? Like he's considerably smaller now?
He's always been like, he didn't like change.
Oh, right.
He's a relatively small human. I'd say like no more than 5 feet.
Okay.
And he's just kind of like Gollum-y. Like he's not like a massive threat, but clearly he's got something going on because he's done some damage in the past.
Could I pick him up?
Oh, for sure.
By the collar? All right.
Yeah.
I pick him up and I point the sword at him, but not like at the throat or anything like that, just kind of in his direction. And I say, we offered to help and she apologized. So I think we're going to go. But if you say another violent word towards one of my friends or make another violent action, you'll have the hero of Barleytown to answer to.
Barleytown? Barleytown's just some stupid diorama in that stupid gallery. There's no one in Barleytown. No one lives there. It's not even real. And he's like,
has anyone got a sock? Has anyone got a sock or a piece of cloth or something?
Fawn walks up and once again, like, kind of fiddles with some, like, plants and is like, I'm sorry about this. And she kind of, like, does, like, a cover on his face and she's like, you should sleep now. And then he, like, clunk.
You didn't just kill him, right? Like
no,
he's...
no,
Okay.
absolutely not. He's...
Jesus, River. Can't just go around killing people. Whoops, I said River.
You
and
said
I meant
River,
Fawn.
and did you mean Fawn?
It's a lot being tubular.
I know. It's...
Woo! I meant Fawn.
Fawn, he's not dead, I swear. This is just to help. This is just...
I'm just kidding, buddy.
Does he have like does it look like he's got a bed around? If he does, I'll put him in it.
Like, no. It seems like he falls asleep with like his face on the desk kind of guy. Like.
Okay. Well, I sort of lean him back in his chair, put his feet up for him.
Who do you think he really is the running this place?
I think he thinks he is, but everyone else upstairs, if not cozy, they seem a lot more organized than this guy. So
it almost seems like he could be a prisoner down here.
Then how did we get in so easily? He opened the door to us.
If they've convinced him that he's some kind of...
No, that's true.
But I don't know. I don't know. This is the strangest place and the strangest person. What are those on the shelves behind him?
Bones.
Ew.
yeah, bones and bits.
Why didn't he
I'm
ask
not
them?
sure we're gonna find a drink here.
I'm not sure if we found anything if we would want it.
The midwife's got a point.
All right.
All we found is questions and dioramas and a crazy old man.
Well, if we leave, he's not like locked in. Like, is he gonna follow us when he wakes up? How long does he stay asleep?
For as long as he needs, and he seems like he really needed it, so it might be a while.
Do you think he'll remember us when he wakes up?
Well, that was just for sleep. I could try and think... Memory. I'm not sure I have what I need.
It might be best to just kill him.
No, we're just gonna... There's too much time around piles of dead bodies. We're leaving now. He'll sleep, he'll wake up, either he comes to look for us and then we'll do the whole thing again, or he forgets. But we're not killing a man in his sleep.
Well, he wouldn't have been asleep if... just kidding.
Spooky. Door. Now.
You know I'm just kidding. Let's go, guys.
I don't know anything.
And we leave, and I guess that's the scene.
Yeah, I pull the door shut behind us, and
Is there... I would actually have tried to find a rock or something and shove it underneath the door after we closed it.
Like just like a doorstop?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I mean, I would have put it there and asked Vago to, because I can't.
Sure. I wedge a stone underneath the door. He's got food.
Yeah. Slow death. Even better than a fast one. Good job, Vago.
Doesn't the door open inwards? Wasn't that determined? So, doesn't matter.
that's why she's just being a shit.
Amazing.
All right.
Good work. We did it. Sorry, so it's my turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to Nest of the Machine. Does anyone want to come?
Yeah.
You invite us if you want, but I think I'll sit it out.
Yeah, if you want to sit it out, that's fine.
I had my own idea for there, but I'm interested to see what you do.
You already had a scene. You already got one. It's my turn.
I'll come with you.
Okay, so it's Fawn and River. So the boys are like done with this stuff. They're like done, like gonna go chill out somewhere else.
Yes.
Cool beans. Okay, so then I guess River and Fawn walk off. And just continuing to sort of explore the space and going up from this deep, dark basement. But it seems almost like we're not going like straight up. It almost seems like we kind of, like, it seems like you're gonna go up, we take a few steps, and then it just goes lateral and takes us like further along. And sort of things change, things like we can see it going from like more machine, and there seems to be like less and less of that as we go along. And actually, as we go along, we see like some of the bug armor, but like there's no people in it. It's just like sort of like empty bug shell armor pieces. And then it starts to like open. It starts to get more just like the ground is just like sandier. It's less prepared. It's just getting sort of more rough. And sort of it's just like a dark red sort of sand, and it's sort of opening out almost like somewhat cavernously. And then we start to see what seems to be like more of these bug armor pieces on the ground. But then as we go to see it, it's not armor. It's not prepared. It's not cleaned up and honed and made to fit humanoid figures. It seems to just be empty shells. And we continue for a little while, and we come upon, I think, some machinery that seems like it used to be part of something bigger, almost like part of a blockade. And around that, there's lots of these little pieces of not armor, bug armor. And it's definitely, it seems like there's still a lot of space, and we can hear sort of like open, empty, cavernous sounds, like the dripping of from stalagmites. I should know this, otherwise I'm gonna get in trouble. Destin, stalactites to the tight to the ceiling, right? Stalagmites, yep. Mighty on the ground. If I got this wrong, Destin would be so mad at me. We definitely.
If you look at it, it looks like a T for tight and M for mite.
There we go. Got it. Yeah, so we definitely hear like dripping from like far off, but we can't see it. It's quite dark off in the distance. And there also seems to be some like rustling and a little bit of chittering noises. And I think Fawn just turns to River and is like, what do you think this is? And kind of like does like a donk donk on this like kind of hollow, empty metal former piece of something.
I wouldn't touch that. Oh.
Donk donk. Like just echoes it again. It seems hollow.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if it's resting after I broke it.
Oh, do you think this is one of the pieces from the thing you broke? Is this what it looked like upstairs?
I feel like the whole fortress is like pieces of, like, I feel like it's all connected somehow. It's different in here than it was in there because it was all like moving.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very like...
Yeah. It definitely looks like the same sort of stuff, but this one seems kind of like old and forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Do you think this is like version 1?
Maybe this is like the first bit. Do you think they just found it? It didn't seem like they made it. Did they
It
just...
didn't seem like that guy made it either.
No. They all seem to just be working it like just enough. You know, like they kind of like had a grasp on it, but not the full idea of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how they power it.
I don't know. And I think Fawn starts like walking around this like thing, looking for more stuff. And
I'm not gonna touch it because I already broke it.
that's fair. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm machinery isn't really my thing, you know. People is more my thing. I don't. But this is. I mean, it's interesting. I'm curious about these, and she kind of pokes one of the shells with her toes. It looks like, and she like, as she sort of like nudges it, it like goes, and it does like a little like, and it like, it's definitely empty on the inside. It's like this little shell, and it's empty on the inside, but it definitely has some of the, it has the bug characteristics of what the people were wearing. I wonder if this is... And then I think she bends down and kind of like taps it the same way that, and like dunk dunk, and I was like, it seems like it's the same stuff.
This is quite a mystery. Why do you think they wear the bug armor? Do you think... What? I don't know. What could be going on?
I feel like they just found it.
Oh. And they just use what's in here to like replace the bits when they like they just built it from what they found in here?
Well, they're not bugs.
Yeah.
They definitely seemed like they were bugs, and when we first saw them, I was all like, ah, bugs, but then they weren't bugs.
Yeah. So yeah. So they found, if they found this bug armor in this room, do you think they conquered an ancient bug civilization?
Maybe.
Do you think they slaughtered them all and they wear the dead bodies of their enemies as armor?
That's rather gruesome.
No.
But I think you might be right.
Hey. That's a first.
No, I've agreed with you before. I'm not Vago.
True.
And I think we definitely, like, you hear the chittering get louder as we sort of, like, went in a little more, and, like, as Fawn flipped this empty bug carapace, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say that it's an empty bug carapace, because that's what I'm imagining.
I didn't want to force, like, the idea. I was trying to, like, figure out what you were trying to do, and, like, yeah.
And I think we both hear it. I think we hear this, like, chittering. And if you look over in the direction, there start to be, like, little red lights off in the dark.
Lights or eyes?
It might be eyes. Katie, it might be eyes.
Hashtag spoilers?
You know, I mean, there's only so much.
Yep.
Maybe? Did they defeat them, though? River, did they defeat them?
Well, like, most of them. There's lots of bodies here, but, there aren't any bug people in this room. Like bug armor people. We had to go We had to walk pretty long time to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe this is not super safe?
I don't know, but maybe we should start heading back.
I kind of want to find out what's in here.
How do you propose we do that?
Really quietly.
I could... River, I could make a light.
Mm-hmm.
I could send it out where the noise is coming from.
Do it.
Okay. Whew. And she just like tries to make like a little small, and I think like a little mote of light appears. I don't think she's like done this a lot. I don't think this is like one of and she's like, okay, I'm gonna send it over there where we heard the noises. Okay. And go! And she kind of sends it, and she kind of flicks in a kind of motion that she doesn't seem very confident about, and so it kind of goes like up and over a little bit. And as it goes up, I think you definitely see some movement, and there's like maybe like a hiss and some things like skitter and scuttle and kind of try and move back more towards the shadow. But we definitely see at least one kind of not huge but thick figure with lots of legs, kind of long pointy legs, and definitely some sets of red glowing eyes.
Whoa. Fun. Do you see that?
Oh, I definitely saw that. I don't know what that was.
I mean, if it wanted to kill us, it would have done so, like, by now, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, we're just out here, and there's no one. There's like looks all around. There's really no one here to protect us.
Yeah. I don't think it's dangerous. And River like starts walking towards the big
thing. Yeah. Okay. Falls like River, okay, River, and she kind of like takes a few steps and stops and takes a few steps and stops, and she's like following you, but like she's like taking a second to catch up with you every time. But are you approaching? So I think that little ball of light is still kind of like up and over a little bit, and so it's not super strong. It's just sort of like sent the shadow back a little bit, and there's nothing currently in it, but you're heading like that direction.
Yeah.
Okay. I think. How are you moving? What are you doing?
I'm just like walking slowly, and like when you're approaching like a kind of a scared animal, and you're like, I'm just gonna slowly get close to you quietly and not be threatening.
I just remembered something. Do you still have your familiar?
My little mouse. I forgot about him.
Yeah. Okay.
He's shaking. He's doing a shake in my pocket.
He's like hiding in your pocket? Okay.
Oh yeah, doing a shake.
Okay. So I think you're approaching like you said, like as you would like a wounded animal, and I think we saw like a fairly big thing kind of like back up. And I think as you approach, you see like a slight movement, and then another slight movement, and you see like a really long pointy leg, and then you see a bit of a frame, and then this small round like multi-legged little thing kind of comes out a little bit, and its eyes are actually glowing blue.
Hello? Hello?
It takes another like little step towards you.
I was trying to do his little voice.
Oh! Are you doing it?
If you're okay with it.
Okay, yeah, go.
Hello? Who are you?
Oh, Fawn is like doing that thing where she's like peeking around River a little bit.
And River's just like not talking because she's like, I'm just gonna be like quiet and calm and like non-threatening, and she's also like prepared to defend you.
Yeah.
Basically, but like she's like letting you take the lead because you're less scary than her.
Yeah. Well, Fawn is like following River's like calm, slow movements, but is definitely still a foot or two, like a little bit behind River, and is just poking her head out and like kind of like low down, and is like, "Oh, hi there.
Hello.
I'm sorry if we scared you."
You did a little.
Oh,
It's okay though.
I'm sorry. We couldn't. we couldn't see in the dark, and we haven't been here, so we were just trying to look and see.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just that we can only see in the dark, so when your light came, we had to run away because we couldn't see, and it was scary.
Oh no, I'm so sorry about that. Oh well, that's just a misunderstanding, and we seem to be slightly opposite, but that's okay, right? It's nice of you to talk to us.
Are you gonna hurt us like those other people?
Oh no. We honestly didn't know about you, and we came down to see for ourselves, and we absolutely would not hurt you. We just wanted to know what happened here.
You smell the same as those other people.
Oh.
But if you want to know what happened, we can show you.
If that's not too much trouble, then yes, we would like to see what happened. Right, River?
Yeah. Honestly, I would love to know. This place is such a confusing place. Like, I'm so curious. And the little guy's like, if you promise not to hurt us, I'll show you what happened.
Yes, please.
Okay, you might want to sit down.
Oh, okay. I think Fawn like tries to call back her light so it's not bothering them as much anymore, like kind of like bring it back more towards us so that we still have a little bit, but we're not harming them, and then like sits down crisscross applesauce.
And River will she'll sit. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And he like scuttles up to your shoulder and does like a quick bloop in the neck, and then scuttles over to River and does like a quick bloop in the neck, and like it doesn't hurt, and he says, don't worry, it won't make you sick, but this is the best way for me to show you everything that happened. And you like slowly feel yourself drifting into like a dreamlike state, and as you're falling into that dreamlike state, in front of your eyes you see this beautiful vision of like the original bug civilization, and I'll let you take it from there because it's your scene.
Okay, so I think in this vision we see, like, we were lucky enough to be shown this by this really gentle, nice little guy. We saw that like slightly bigger guy, but seeing them in this dream at the height of their civilization, these bug dudes are huge, and they are just, there's definitely a few different like shapes of them, you know what I mean? There's definitely like a few different, and most of them you can't help but notice that a lot of them, like, they're pretty much they all have these shiny blue eyes. And they seem to live in little like family unit packs, and they seem to be, it is still somewhat of a like you see like the red sands, but you also see like mounds and like things growing in them, and they seem to be working in and out of these. And then I think you see like an army on like the horizon, and you see a few of the bigger ones sort of stand up straight and look over, and their eyes go red. I think that might be what we always see of that. I don't think we see like the actual battle or anything like that.
And so I guess we wake up.
Yes.
So you see that we were once beautiful, just like you.
Yeah, I think you still look really nice.
And like, if a bug could blush, he's like, his like little legs like curl just a little. He's like, oh, you're too kind. Oh, too kind. And he like scurries back up to the big one. Do you think that if magic comes back to the world, you could come back and help us?
Oh boy. I would love to help in any way I can. I have to admit, I don't know what's needed here. I only have the barest hint and idea of magic myself. And even that took a long time to understand.
And the little guy like can hear your reluctance, and he just kind of is like turns his little blue eyes, however many he has, and looks at River. What about you? Would you come back? Yes, little bug. If we survive our journey, I will make it my sole mission to come back and use all the magic in my power to help you. Hooray! Thank you! And he like hugs her like side of her face.
Like a little like
You're welcome, little bug. But your legs are a little scratchy. Oh, sorry. Do you have to go now?
Yes, I do think we need to return to where we're from, but I think if there's anything we're able to do for you later, I hope there's something we can do to help you.
Take me with you. I'll help you on your journey, and then we can come back here when you're done.
Would you, I'm not sure
And he like latches himself onto your shoulder and like is like headbutting you. Take me with you. Take me with you.
I mean, I would be fine with that. I just don't have won't it hurt your eyes? We're gonna go back out into the sun.
I'll be fine. I'll just close them.
All right, if you're sure, and if it's okay with your parents.
That's my great grandma. She was there in that time that I showed you, and she fought so many guys, and I would grow up to be just like her.
I hope you do, and you are able to.
I will now that I'm going on an adventure.
Okay. That's, you know what? River has a new friend, and I can have one too. This seems like a very, very good idea.
And he like latches himself onto your shoulders and like is like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. I mean, I guess like just hide yourself in my cloak if it gets too bright or anything, I guess.
Okay. I'm so excited to see the world again.
Okay, let's go. And I think we start to head out, and as we do, if we look back at the darkness, all the little red dots are little blue dots right now. I think they're not mad at us.
Are they doing like a Hunger Games salute?
they all raise several of their little legs. Yeah. Yep, there we go. That's definitely the end of the scene because we did a lot. Oh my god. We have a new, guys, we have a new spider pet friend. Insect, bug, person.
Swedish otters. No, meerkats.
This is all going very well.
This is what happens when you don't come to the scene.
Yep. We have new friends.
I thought the fox was enough, you know. I thought that was our pet, and
No, now we have a mouse and a insectoid that can grow to be giant. That the people that we have to that we probably have to hide for the rest of the trip here because these people seem to brutalize them and murder them and take their exoskeletons as armor.
Didn't think about that, did you?
Okay, little friend, please hide in my bag now. Please just stay in there for the rest of this trip.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he like scuttles into your bag and like just peeks out one little eyeball.
Perfect. That's it. It's your turn, Jordan. Take this from me. Not this baby, it's my baby, but take this scene. It's your turn.
So we do have 2 places we can move on to.
It's up to you.
Yep. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna do another scene in the monster place, the machine place. We can head to Gritwater for the hospitality of the pool crone, or we can go to the Gate of Umbra, which is where we're trying to get the Magus.
Oh, really? The Gate of Umbra is where we're trying to get the Magus?
Umbra is, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize. Is that something we were supposed to know at the start of the game?
Yeah, it was in the
Sorry,
it was in the opening scroll there.
That's my bad.
No, it's okay.
I don't remember.
Magic is dying and the Magus is dying with it. We travel together to the realm of Umbra, where magic was born.
Right.
I remember the whole part about like the Magus and the Magus is dying,
we
and
were
we're
going
traveling.
where...
We're taking them somewhere to like figure that whole thing out, but I didn't remember that the place was called Umbra.
I think we will go.
Did you want to do another spooky scene?
No.
In the spooky fortress? Go. You don't love the spooky fortress? So much good has come of the spooky fortress.
No, we're gonna move along to the Gate of Umbra.
Okay.
I think I'm fine with no more spooky fortress.
How dare you? I love our spooky fortress. It was so good to us.
Something bad's gonna happen the longer that we stay there.
No.
I just feel it in my old bones.
You talk nonsense.
So, the prompt is what is broken. Okay. We struggle with communicating with the bug-armored people. They offer us things like food and space to stay, and we do stay for a brief time. But the Magus is looking restless. And to be fair, Vago is feeling a little claustrophobic being underground as we are. So he and the Magus are standing at the top of this tower, the tower of the fortress, and we see out in the sands this towering gate standing alone. It's not against a wall or a mountainside or anything like that. It's just this big gate.
So cool.
Yeah, thank you, teenage kid. Wherever that voice came from.
I don't even know.
Is the Magus in teenage form right now?
That was me.
No, that was Bart Simpson on a skateboard. Totally cool, man.
Him unveiling the map, I was like, whoa.
And the Magus has a grin on their face, pardon me. What does a Magus look like right now?
I don't know, it's your turn.
No, you guys tell me.
I mean, they were like youngish teenager when we were at like the school, and then we came down here, and what were they? Maybe they're a little bit older right now. Maybe...
He also learned to be a something person. Either a bat. It was a bat person.
Oh yeah, they grew the wings at one point or something like that. That's true.
Maybe they're middle-aged woman
With one extra arm. There's 3 arms now.
or ears. Pointy bat ears.
Ooh. Also cool.
All right. So I'm standing beside the woman, the middle-aged woman form that the Magus has taken, and for the first time, we see this pulsing kind of blue light that's like a tether. It sort of is formed as we got closer and closer to where we were going, and it's pulsing out across the desert towards this gate.
From the Magus?
From the Magus, yeah. And it's guiding. It looks like it's guiding us to where we need to go. And it's a lot stronger, I guess, because the Magus can see the gate. But then they stagger and transform a few times. And if this pulse is like a heartbeat, it flatlines while it's happening. And we lose it for a bit. And I actually have to Vago has to catch the Magus as they are transforming. And I kind of put one arm around them and start bringing them back down inside. And I say I find wherever you guys are, and I say, I think it's time to say goodbye to the people of Karst. We got to get going. We're close, but I don't know how long they can make it.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to move forward. For once, we agree.
What was that, Fox?
We must.
Oh. So, I guess we're going to go on foot because we don't really have transportation so much. And we start making our way to these towering gates, which seem huge just in the distance, but as we get closer, they become unfathomably large. And that brings us to the Gate of Umbra.
Wait, was it the Magus, the thing that's broken?
Yeah.
Got
and
it.
Their connection to it is breaking.
Got it.
So this is the first time we've seen that like light shining out of them towards where they needed to go?
Yeah, I imagine that the way I see it, it only kicks in when we were close, and we've been underground or inside like a big metal box for most of the time. So we brought them up to the roof like this, and then finally was able to see it.
And does it look solid, or it's like flashing or blinking, or like?
It's like a pulse that's going down, like a heartbeat, but with regularity, the Magus kind of changes and transforms, and when it does, like the whole thing kind of flickers out and disappears into the distance until they're stabilized, and then it connects back to them.
So with each pulse, there's like a change?
No, when there's changes, the pulse stops.
Okay.
The connection stops.
Okay.
And that is my little scene to get us to the Gate of Umbra.
Okay. So, I shall take the Worn Monument.
All right.
And this Worn Monument is the door itself. Less the door and more the door frame. The door frame has old arcane script written along the edge. And it says, once in a lifetime of magic, death and rebirth must come. For a renewal of magic can only happen with a life given and a life shed. Here stands the gate to the twilight, and there past the land of night.
Good prophecy. Way better than mine.
Both very good and impressive that you came up with them on the fly. Let me just... Let's be real. They were both very good.
And as Fox sort of brushes up against it and noses it to read it out loud to everyone, you see a sort of shadow of a human standing behind him, tracing the runes as he's reading it. And as he steps back, this very clearly is the place we're meant to be. The shadow sort of fades.
What does it mean? Are we literally walking into an area of night?
Well, it's entirely possible.
Could also mean like the end of the day.
Thanks, Vago.
I mean, like...
Night comes at the end of day.
I mean, like how winter is the end of a person's life, so is nighttime.
Yeah, I mean, it says we have to kill somebody, so... That's not great.
This is where we need to go.
It doesn't necessarily mean kill, but it could just be a self-sacrifice.
A life for a life.
One life for all lives.
Okay. Well, do you think it opens?
I feel like it must.
Is it a riddle? Do we have to... Is there a door handle? Like, how abominably large is this door? It's like...
It sounds like it's, like, towering.
I assume it's towering, yeah. Like, I assume it's just, like...
Like, about as big in relation to our tokens, probably, as, like on the page, maybe? You know what I mean? Like, if we were as big as our tokens and the door was as big as it is on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get the feel like it's as big to us as we are to mice.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Do we just need to wait until nighttime?
It's entirely possible. Is this a prophecy for what happens in the Umbra? I don't know.
What is the Magus doing right now?
He is sitting in front of the door, or she, at this point, they are sitting in front of the door, cross-legged, in meditation.
They're Gandalfing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Speak, friend, and enter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was just gonna say, I think that's where I'm gonna stop this.
Do it.
Yeah. Short and sweet.
I just realized that we left our meerkat friends behind. They're gone forever now.
Oh no!
Oh, shucks.
Oh damn!
What do you think? You thought you left us in there because of the bugs? No, we follow you. You silly.
Oh.
You silly.
Oh, no.
Look, we carry all your things.
Stab! Stab! Stab!
Oh, you funny bad Vago. You can't stab with hands. Can only stab with sword. Silly Vago.
Oh no! I'm using a sword. I'm using my sword. Stab!
Ow! My bottom.
Whose turn is it?
It's Katie's.
Oh no!
Oh, my bottom. Okay, it looks like we 100% need to go to the. Okay, I'm confused. Me, Katie. Are these options on the other side of the gate, or are these options on the side that we're on right now, and the Dusk Road is the other side?
No, the Dusk Road is. This is supposed to all relate to the Gate of Umbra. So the Dusk Road could be the road up ahead, like the road up to the gate.
Mm-hmm.
We're not on the Umbra side.
Right, but we can't be on the road up to the gate if we just walked up to it and read something on the.
You can interpret the Dusk Road as us going through the gate. It could be the last thing we do. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I don't go anywhere that doesn't make sense.
You can't leave this area like this. It's all connected to the gate. Leaving the area requires going to the.
Right.
I mean, we could still be technically on the Dusk Road if it's the road leading up to the gate. We're just
Right.
sitting on the road at the gate.
Gotcha. Okay. Who wants to come to the celebration fires with me? Looks like it's a place
Absolutely.
for everyone.
Sure.
Let's celebrate those fires.
Okay, so I figure we have to build these fires ourselves because we haven't seen anybody else near the gate. So we build some fires, and the Magus is still Gandalfing, and we sort of leave them to it and build some fires and try and bring some joy that we've made it this far back into our experience of this journey. So we have some food stores from Karst, and the meerkats carried it for us. So we've got like a roast we make over the fire, and everything's great. And the meerkats are playing instruments. We don't know where they got them. Like, they just have them. They must have these like never-ending bags because they're just like doot, 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 blah, 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 hanging out. And like everyone starts to feel kind of cheerful for once. Hooray! And as we're all sitting around these fires, eating delicious food and listening to meerkat music, River kind of turns to Vago and says, "It looks like we're getting close to where we need to go, but I still don't have any idea of what we need to do when we get there. Do you?"
Nope. There is no instruction manual for this one, and I gesture over to the Magus. Just with my. I assume that by the time we're there, that their plan will be revealed to us.
I sure hope so, because to have come all this way without a plan. I'm not usually one for following in blind faith, but there's something about the Magus.
The Magus does have a way about them.
Do you think there's anything we need that we don't have to go forward?
An answer.
To what?
What's at the end?
I want to know what that writing means. Like, do we... I guess we will never know, but do you know how we open the door?
I feel like the Magus knows. They are wise.
They haven't been so wise this whole journey.
But
Half the time they spent as a toddler getting coddled by Fawn. Oh, you're muted.
It's okay. I was just having Fawn defend herself a little bit, but it's fine.
We couldn't hear you, so you should repeat yourself.
She was just saying, like, they needed help. They couldn't even walk. I had to hold them and carry them and feed them and clean them. They were a baby.
You changed the Magus's diaper, didn't you?
They were a baby.
You saw the almighty bottom.
Well, one of the Almighty's bottoms. They have like 1,000. I've seen many bottoms. It's not, you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Spooky, we were put in charge of making sure that the Magus got to where he needed to go. So, Fawn's just doing what it takes to make sure that they're safe.
Well, safe and a little less poopy, I guess.
I for one appreciate that the Magus does not have their pants full of poop.
It just doesn't feel like a grand mission. The Magus has been all but useless, and now that we've reached this grand gate and the size and
they're in the twilight of their life. Like, sure, it'll look different when it happens to me or to you, but things change. It's tougher to have a grasp on things, you know?
I didn't bring the Magus on this journey to just watch them die at the end.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen at the very end, but we do know one thing. The Magus is dying.
Yes, and we went on this journey to save them, right, guys? And she looks at Bond and the fox, and
the fox just looks away.
We went on this journey to get them back from where they came from. I didn't assume one way or another.
I had hoped that we would find something along the way.
so you're telling me that I signed up, got recruited for this ridiculous journey just to watch the Magus deteriorate and die at the end?
We don't know that. They're dying and they're deteriorating now. But we don't know how, we don't know what's beyond the gate.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but my goal is to save them.
I too would like to save them. But we don't know what's in the Umbra. None of us have ever been there. Nothing is written about the Umbra.
And River, sometimes you can't save people. And I get up and I walk away.
Grrr. End of scene.
Oh, that sad boy!
Dang your sad boyness! How dare you! How dare you, sad boy us?
It's supposed to be a happy fire.
I've already got tears welling up my head, Jordan.
How dare.
I walk away.
You dick.
Do you want to take a quick break?
Yeah, why don't we take a break here, and then we'll come back in a few minutes. Thanks everyone who's been hanging out for this half spooky, half sad adventure.
I tried to bring the meerkats back, guys. They won't let me. We can't have joy and happiness. We can only have sadness and death and misery.
I like the meerkats. I mean,
he poked me in my poopy place with his sword.
Oh, don't say poopy place.
On that note, we'll see you around in a few minutes.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
Hi, we're back.
Hi. I'm always talking as we go.
Well, yeah, you are. What did you want to say? What did you?
I was just confirming it was your turn next, right? I think.
It is my turn next. Yay! I got this. I totally have a plan, y'all.
Cool. Good.
That's exciting.
I'm not just gonna read all of these really quickly. I definitely already have one picked out.
Cool.
Okay, I'm just gonna describe a thing and then y'all can tell me if y'all join in or what y'all do or what not. Just jumping right back into this. We're just falling right into this magic. I have to see myself out now, excuse me. So I think... Sorry, I just read the chat and I shouldn't have. So we had that celebration fire that wasn't super celebratory and ended on some sad boy notes. You know, just a hint of those sad boy notes. And I'm not sure what our meerkat friends are up to, but I think Fawn kind of starts to walk. I guess I'm gonna say that the meerkats brought along a caravan. I don't know. What is the definition of a caravan? I think of like the literal, like a wagon.
It's a bunch of wagons.
A bunch of wagons? Does it have to be a bunch of wagons?
I don't think you can have a caravan of one thing. Like,
really?
I think it's supposed to be a bunch. It's like a traveling merchant caravan would be a bunch of different.
You could have two. Two could be a caravan.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, because I mean, we said we walked here, but perhaps
there could be other people.
There's other people here? Well, the other people, I thought the other people were the meerkats, because they're also here. And they did have a caravan before.
Yeah, but there could be other people.
Okay, what you're saying is you don't want the meerkats to show up ever again.
What I'm saying is it's your turn. You do as
there could be sharks. Or unicorns.
Ha! This is what I was going to check. A caravan can just be a group of travelers journeying together. It doesn't have to specifically...
Unfortunately, the parallel can be made to that giant caravan of migrants in Mexico. They were just a big group of people. And they were a caravan. Anyway, moving on. Sad boys everywhere.
I was going to make a bad joke. I'm not going to make that joke.
Yeah. I don't know, I kind of wanted to say that they're here already. You can't deny that the meerkats are here. And I'm gonna say that perhaps they had a wagon or two. And I think Fawn just kind of like walks away from the fire where there's still, despite several sad boy notes, there's still some celebration happening. Perhaps it's not us, but someone is celebrating still by the fire. And I think that Fawn kind of like walks away and kind of like turns. I'm not sure. I think she kind of like settles down and sits down, and you actually see that she starts to make a small, like not a big fire, but like a little small fire, and starts like throwing stuff into it. And if no one comes over, then she continues to just, I think she's writing out names. And she's like, I hope you're resting well. Please help us if you can. And she like throws a piece of paper in, and then she does another one. And please protect this one. And she throws another piece of paper in, and she's like writing.
Where are you on the map here? You're desperate.
I kind of stepped away from like where the fire was, and is kind of like, so I think like I assume there's like a big fire and people like sort of celebrating and stuff like that, and she went kind of like behind.
Miss Lady, what are you doing?
Sorry, I wasn't expecting a meerkat to come over. Okay.
No, that was a bug.
No,
that's my bug. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. It wasn't this. It was this. I should note. Oh, hi, little one. Yes, I'm well. I am just... There's an old practice where I come from, where you see, and she, like, points out in front of her, and she has, like, 2 little inkwells and 2 separate little writing utensils, and then she has pieces of paper that she's ripping up. And she said, you see, if I'm using this ink, and you see, like, this dark red ink, she's like, to ask people who have already passed to help us. And then I'm using this one, and it's a much, like, lighter yellow, almost gold ink, to ask for protection for these friends. What's your name, little one? I'll add you to this list.
My name is Isik.
Isik. Well, and she takes the piece of paper, she rips it, and she throws it into the fire. Hopefully you are protected now.
If you want, you could ask my dad to protect us too.
Has your dad passed along?
Oh, yes. Everyone who was in my family, except for my great-great-great-grandma that you saw already.
See,
we could ask my whole family. We could say, hey, Isik's family, can you help us?
That would be...
I bet they would.
That would be very nice, and they seemed rather strong, and I wouldn't mind their protection, considering we're not even sure where we're going right now. So, yes, little one. And she switches back to the dark red ink, and she starts taking... I will absolutely... Let's ask your family for help, then. And she starts writing out whatever names that Isik gives.
And what's your name?
My name's Fawn. I'm sorry I hadn't introduced myself properly.
That's okay. I did stab you in the neck.
This is true. So we shared a moment, and yet we became companions, and we didn't even know each other's names. How funny is that?
Yeah.
It's definitely not proper, and I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. I don't mind.
Well, apparently we might be going somewhere very dark, so perhaps your eyes will help us see.
Oh boy, I can really help in the dark. One time we went through that big giant gate and it was so dark and I could see and it was so nice and I felt so snuggly and warm and it was so cool in there. But we left pretty quick because there wasn't like really anywhere for us to go and we didn't want to go too far from Karst and but it was really cool.
Are you saying you've been inside of this gate?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, any secrets you'd like to share, little one, please feel free. Or if you remember anything from when we go inside, if you know of any warnings you need to give.
Oh, I was just a baby. It was really dark. But I mean, I went and I'm here, so I think you can go and not probably die. Does that help?
Yes, that's ideal. Not dying is generally on my list of things to do. So that's good. I
it looks like your friend really likes the door.
Yes, I think they have a lot to contemplate. We're still not entirely sure what happens next.
Yeah. I'm just glad I get to come with you.
I'm glad you're here too, little one. Make sure you stay close.
Okay, do you need any help writing names? I could probably do like 8 at once.
You know what? She, like, brings the ink up and, like, waits to see if, like... It was Ickest?
Is it?
I had to write that down so I don't forget.
I'll forget.
Yeah, so I think she then experiments and, like, waits to see if the little bug friend can, like, dip their needly arms in the ink and write.
So he, like, jumps onto the bottle and, like, slowly, like, sticks all his little leggies in. And then he, like, splooshes out and lands on the paper and does, like, these really cool, like, intricate, like, drawings in a language that you don't know, but, like, is clearly, like, structured. Like, it's not like he's messing around or, like, doing a dance.
Yeah.
But his little legs are, like, all over the place. And he goes, okay, I asked our greatest ancestor to hopefully protect us. And I think that's everyone I know.
That is wonderful, and I think, thank you, little one, and I think Fawn goes to, like, throw it into the fire, and there's a big, like, whoosh, like, moment where, like, that one piece of paper with all those names kind of go up, because I think she was just doing tiny little strips with, like, individual names, and this was, like, a whole page of many names, and I think there's kind of, like, the fire turns, like, blue for a moment, and then, like, goes back.
Well, I'm tired now. Can I sleep in your bag again?
Absolutely. Please make yourself at home.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Thank you, little one. I think she just stays here for a little while. But that's my scene!
It's good, I like it.
I figured if no one was coming with you, I would bring out your bug.
Yeah, that makes sense, because now they're with me. Never alone! Why? We need to get both of you pets so that you can never be alone!
Vago has his own imaginary friends, and the fox has shadows of his life.
Oh, babies. No.
They have the sad boy version of friends.
They do have the sad boy versions of friends.
We do.
Our dark backstories are all the friend we need.
Oh, it's terrible.
Is it my turn now?
It's your turn.
Did someone say dark backstory?
I'm gonna head to the Starry Coast, and I'm gonna invite the fox along with me.
Okay.
So Vago actually did talk briefly to some of the meerkats, and he borrowed like a pipe off of them, a big long Gandalf-y pipe.
Wait. Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm the candle.
Oh. That's fine. I moved the candle like it was the Magus before.
Yeah, I've been moving the other one as the entire session so far. Oops.
So, the sand down here ends like the beach, or the sandy waste sort of turns into a beach, and then turns into this dark underground kind of lake, river, ocean. We don't know how big it is. And so Fox, you see me. You just see like the flare of the pipe as you kind of wander up the coast, and then you realize, sort of silhouetted against a little bit of light there is Vago sort of standing and looking out to the ocean.
Well, hello, Vago. What are you doing all the way out here?
I just needed to get away, go for a walk, borrowed this pipe. I guess, I don't know, can you smoke?
I have tried on occasion when I had a human form. It's not for me, and I can't.
Say what you will about those meerkats. They have good pipe tobacco.
I will take your word for that. I don't dislike the smell.
Vago kind of sits down creakily, so that he's sort of closer to where your head height is. And he reaches into his pocket and he unfolds a piece of paper and he puts it down in the sand in front of you. It's the note from the machine. Did Spooky tell you what my question was?
I, to be quite honest, was not paying attention.
I asked if people could come back, you know, after they die. This was the answer. And as you look down and you read it, it says, the door only goes one way, and to see them again means to join them forever. So there you have it.
Well, that sounds accurate.
I think there's a hope there. I mean, I get to see them again. That's good.
That is a hope. Whatever life beyond this is happy, I would think.
That's good. I'm not really upset. I was ready for either answer, I think. I'm kind of glad it was this one. Because if there was a way, and then I found out that it was like so difficult that I wouldn't be able to do it, I'd feel worse.
There are things in this world that sometimes we're just not meant to know or not meant to do. I don't know if I have the strength, my friend, to have even asked the question.
Well, you know, I was doing it for her, so I always could find strength when it came to doing things for her. Anyway, do you know how to? Well, you don't have any thumbs. I'm forgetting. Just say you know how to fold this into a boat, but
I used to make folded things for the Magus at a time. I do know how to make a boat, yes.
All right. Do you think you can help hold hands here, fold this up?
I could, yes. You must fold that corner there, and
right.
this one here.
Okay.
And then you fold it under.
Right.
And then fold it together.
Okay.
And now pull the top.
All right. And
there you have it.
Huh. Neat. All right. Well, I'm gonna send this out. Let this fade away into the dark. And I don't know. You seem to got better words than me, Fox. So if you have something that's good to say, I'd appreciate you saying it. And I put it down into the water.
May this boat travel true and its lines straight. May no wave bowl it over, and no current sink it.
Thanks, Fox.
And he just bows his head to you.
I don't really think you're our pet. I was just we've got to stop collecting people. It's just going to make it harder in the end.
A fox needs no pet.
Yeah, Vago doesn't either. Take another couple of puffs from my pipe. Let's go back. I think I need to apologize to River.
If you feel it's best.
Yeah, bud. And I pat you on the head. We walk back. The scene.
Oh boy.
Whose go is it now?
Mine.
You can move the Magus now.
I can move the Magus.
Yeah. Do
I don't know where to go.
What the next title is?
Yes.
Okay, just give me one moment.
I am not going backwards. There is no moving backwards.
What happens next? I'm not nervous, you're nervous.
I am nervous.
Sorry, I'm just unveiling some stuff here, and then I can briefly move you guys over to this map.
That's cool. I'm just
All right.
I'm sad to leave this door also. I really love this art. Like, it is flippin' gorgeous. Like, this door.
So nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Retro.
Retro Reggie.
You might have to scroll all the way to the right to see what I've unveiled.
Where do we come out?
The Nameless City.
Top right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't scroll over to the right like you told me to. I was like, this is where we were before.
So yeah, the first step into Umbra is the Nameless City.
Cool.
That seems fine. This seems... Hey.
Well, do we want to go?
Oh.
I'm just it's Kit's decision if he wants to do another thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's where we're going.
Okay. All right.
Bye, door.
So long, Umbral Gate.
You're so pretty and we really liked you.
See you again sometime.
Thanks for the sad boy moments.
The saddest of the sad boys. Let me just move all over.
Are you singing your own theme song right now?
Yeah. It's me, the saddest of the sad boys. I have a real peppy song for some reason.
That wasn't a sad one. That was refreshing. It was letting go. It was...
Where did the other tokens go?
There's 5 there.
On the Nameless City?
Yeah.
I only see 3. That's weird.
There's mine. There's the Magus.
Oh, okay. They were off to the side. All right. So your header is the Ravages of Magic.
Stop moving, my guy.
Sorry. I still think it's the Magus for some reason.
So we step through the gate as the magus finally opens their eyes and they're glowing blue, and they just put their palms to the door, and a brilliant blue light splits it in twain, and it opens, and there's a stair. There's stairs leading up. And we walk up these stairs, and there seems to be walls on either side, even though we walked around the door and there was nothing there. And as we come out on top of the stairs, we see a city ravaged by a storm of purple lightning and blustering winds, as this magical storm just seems to be hitting buildings and columns, and as this purple lightning hits it, pieces break and fall. And as other pieces get swept up by the wind, it gets picked up and returned to the spot that it was at, in a constant flux of destruction and creation, all intermingling with one another, in a constant distorted change of form. This is the Nameless City.
Spooky.
Are you saying it's spooky, or are you talking to River?
No, I'm saying it's his description of this place is spooky. If I was Vago, I would have said spooky.
That's exactly what you said, though, and explains my confusion.
I would have said, hey, spooky. Cut it out, or whatever. Whose turn is it?
Spookies.
Yeah, Katie.
Oh boy, the responsibilities have fallen on my shoulders. Alright, let's... Oh, I need to zoom in. I was like, why is the text so tiny? Because I'm zooming hella out. That's why.
Remember, use Roll20 and not Twitch.
Oh boy, guys! I didn't even see any of the other things. The first thing I saw was why the Magus needs you. And that's literally what I wanted to know this whole time.
Well, there you go. There's your scene if you want it.
Alright, who's coming with me? You're all invited.
Set it up for us.
Yeah, set it up and let us know what's happening, and then, like...
Okay. We will start. After passing through the door and seeing this crazy purple light city, essentially? Is it like active war? Like, are we gonna die?
It's lightning, storm.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, we might die.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, so we are going to stay here because that's a big lightning storm. And we don't do so well with the lightning and the storming. So we stay here, we watch your stuff, you go check it out, you call us if you need us. What's the sign gonna be? Guys, what's the sign gonna be if you need our help?
We'll just call for you.
I was gonna say similar. I imagine if we were in trouble, we would kind of just, like, shout and wave. That would be my assumption.
If you need us, you just yell, "Stab him in the bottom!" and we will come out running, okay?
I'm not yelling that.
Well then, we are not helping you, sir.
Nuts.
Have fun on your journey. We hope you find everything you need.
Thank you. You've been quite lovely.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And we walk swiftly away from the meerkats because nobody likes them but me. So, as we approach dark, scary Lightning City, there's this building, and it's not the largest building, and it's not the smallest, but it has like a clear lightning rod on the top to protect it. Like it's clear that like some things have been abandoned to the storm, and like they were half prepared for what has happened and half not. And so certain places are still standing and other places are completely decimated. And this building is channeling the lightning almost not even to like deflect damage, but to like absorb the energy. And it's like a tall, sort of towery shaped building. And on the front of it is like a big eyeball, sort of not like Eye of Sauron, but like stone. Like it's carved into the front of the building. And it's closed. And it's got little eyelashes. And and Raven sort of turns to everyone and says, "It looks like that building is particularly safe from all of what's going on around it. It also looks to be the closest to us. I think we should head that way."
Sure.
I agree. It's looks like decent cover.
Fawn?
It's more intact. That's something, right?
Yeah. And like just briefly, the little dude comes out and he says, "Boy, yo, I don't remember much from the last time I was on this side of the gate, but it definitely wasn't this zappy. I'm staying in here." And he like goes back in your bag.
Yeah, you stay safe in there.
Okay, so River starts walking towards the Academy of the Sightless with its giant closed eyeball in the front. Because sometimes you just have to be literal. And as we approach, there are 2 guards stationed at the front gate, which it's sort of like a small gated area in the front with like a small sort of vegetable garden, stuff for sustaining life in and around the front, probably like 200 yards from gate to front door. And these guards have like I invented them and then I didn't I invented them. They're standing there. What do they look like?
They could have like bandanas tied around their heads, blocking their eyesight.
Perfect. Let's do it. So they have these like beautiful ornate scarves that like cover their eyes and just their eyes, and sort of like fall into like also ornate robes. And they're standing, and you hear that they kind of are humming a bit back and forth to each other, almost like a song that they both know, or something. It's not clear if they're communicating or just, jamming. And all of a sudden they stop as we approach. And River walks up to them and says, "Is this place safe for travelers? Can you help us? Can you house us while we figure out where we are?
We can house you here.
Oh, okay. Great. I guess we'll just go in.
Yes.
Nice. And as they say that, the gate, they like unlocks and swings open, and we all walk through and up to the door at the front. And Raven kind of turns to everyone and says, "Well, they seem pretty welcoming, so I'm just going to open this door and go in. We good?" All right. Opens the door, walks in, and inside, it's completely dark. No light, can't see a thing, no idea what's going on or what anything looks like or what's even in here. And Raven kind of reaches into her pocket for the little mouse, and she goes, "All right, buddy. I don't know what this is, but you better stick close to me." And she turns around and says, "Fawn, we might need some light."
Yes, all right. Let's do this. And like nothing comes out the first time she tries. Hang on. I got it. Nope, one more. And then like a ball just like floats up. Whoop, there it goes. There it is.
And the light illuminates the room, and it's like stunning. The walls are marble, and everything is so clean. It sparkles, and it's like the most fancy, rich, beautiful place that we've ever been in. And there's like a giant, in all its irony, there's a giant crystal chandelier hanging from the ceiling, with no candles in it and no bulbs of anything of any sort. It's just pretty. And the ball of light sends like a bajillion like disco-y style glittery beams all around the room. And interestingly, there are no like bookcases or desks, but there are more bandana people, and they are holding like giant not giant, but like bigger than their head sized floating orbs, and their like foreheads are pressed to them, and none of them really look up at the light at all, but the ones closest to the door kind of remove their heads and turn to look at us as we come in.
Who brings light into this dark sanctum?
Well, that would be Fawn.
Oh, is that not allowed? Sorry, we just couldn't see. And also, this room is lovely. Do you mind if we keep it lit? Because we can't navigate it with blindfolds on.
This is the Academy of the Sightless.
In order to truly see, you must abandon your eyes.
Not in a literal sense, right?
the eldest one removes his kerchief, and you just see nothing.
Sockets?
Nothing.
Ew,
No, you don't even
River.
see sockets. There's nothing.
That's just smooth.
Oh.
Weird.
Ew.
No, thank you.
Gross.
No, I can't.
Can you shrink that light down to something a little more like we can?
It recalls and like shrinks quite a lot. It's just like it's just above us now.
Okay, let's just hunker down, I think, for a bit and figure out what we need to do next. What does the Magus need us to do?
What does the Magus look like right now? Are they still like their kind of older self? Do they still have that glowing light coming out of them?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
bright.
and it like reaches out sort of tenderly at some of like the light that's glowing for them, like kind of little tendrils kind of form that try and reach for the orbs and then back off and then try and reach for them and then back off. And River turns to everyone and says, I think he wants to use the orb. I think he wants to see like they do. Should we let him?
I don't see why not. We're on this trip. This journey is entirely for them.
Are any of those rocks not being held by somebody?
Our most esteemed Magus is welcome to anything of ours. And the sightless guy on the left of the door steps away from his orb and kind of gestures at it. And the Magus, like, as if he was just waiting for permission, almost runs if he could, and as if somehow he knew like exactly what he was doing. He'd done it a million times before. He presses his head right to the orb, and immediately Fawn's light goes out, and everyone's pitched into blackness except for all of the orbs in the room have started to glow, and all of the sightless mages, they sort of jerk away from their orbs, and this is probably where I should roll the dice.
Seems like a good spot.
I had one out, and then
I got one right here, if you want it.
I got it. My little Zen.
Aw, that looks cute.
It was from Jordan. It's a birthday present.
Aww. No.
Okay, got my dice.
Okay.
Here we go. 3. A relic of paradise. So, as the Magus presses his head to the glowy orb thing, and the room sort of fills with the light of all of the other orbs, we see a thin sort of veil in all the orbs. They're all reflecting the same vision, like they're all TVs connected to the same output unit, to the same stream. And sort of a glistening veil appears, and from the Magus's perspective is how we're viewing it, they push through the veil, and we see on the other side hordes of people, and some of them are human and some of them are bug and some of them are bat, and some of them are everything we've encountered sentient on our journey. And everyone in the room starts to recognize people. And Fawn starts to realize that a lot of the names that she wrote down are here. And they're all standing silently looking at the Magus, waiting. And the Magus speaks his first words to them and says, I have come to bring you all to paradise. But where is it? And they all turn and look away from him. And he's scanning all of the faces, and as he scans faces, you recognize, you want to force him to look back at these people, but he's just looking at them like they're all the same, and he's clearly looking for something. And all of a sudden, he sees Vago's wife, and she's holding the most beautiful... What, Vago? You tell me. What's she holding?
So, sorry, I'm seeing all of this too?
Mm-hmm. It's in all the orbs across the room, so we can all see everything.
She's got a sheaf of barley from our farm.
It is like the most perfect sheaf of barley that you've ever seen, and it's practically gold. And the Magus looks at her and says, you know that I need that. And she says,
I think she just silently nods and hands it to him.
I will not let you all stay trapped here forever. I am going to save you. And as he takes the sheaf of barley from Vago's wife, the veil comes down over everything again, and his head is almost like expelled from the orb, and he's standing there holding this perfect sheaf of barley and flicking through more forms than we've ever seen before, until finally settling on the haunting image of a very, very old man. And I think that's where it ends. Unless anyone wants to do something?
No, I just don't know how to follow that. That's all. It's fine. Seems fine.
So, not to metagame too much, but this is our second last space. There's one more space after this before the end. So,
okay.
So, I don't know if that helps or hinders, but...
No, I'm just gonna...
Go with your gut.
I'll try not to take too long, and I'm gonna say...
yeah, that wasn't what I was saying. I was more saying that, you know, like, we'll start This is
Sure, that wasn't what you were saying. It's fine.
We've only got a few turns left each, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm going to say that, so we were all at the Academy of the Sightless, and we all saw this happen, and now the Magus is an old man with a sheaf of perfect, beautiful golden barley. I'm going to say that event really, like, tired him out, and we all stay and rest for the night in the Academy of the Sightless, since we went there to, like, escape the storm anyway. So I assume we kind of, like, settle in just to rest. I don't know how well everyone rests. That's up to y'all's. But I think some time passes, and we go to look outside, and I don't know if it's evident that, you know, that it's like a next day, or that time has passed, or that things have changed. I think maybe the storm has died down a little bit, but it's still, like, dark, and there's still occasional purple lightning or whatever. Sorry. Never stop to read the chat. It's always a mistake. And so I feel like all of these guard people have, like, gone back to their stations, and they're standing exactly as they were before, and we're kind of, like, grouped together, and we didn't, like, dare make a fire or anything like that, but I think maybe we still have just the tiny little orb of light in between us, sort of in the middle, and the Magus is probably resting, because between that event and being excruciatingly old now, I imagine they're resting. So I think Fawn goes to peek her head outside. I don't know if anyone else wants to come look, but Fawn kind of goes and, like, peeks her head outside and looks, and as I described, it's maybe a little less stormy, it's maybe a little less dark, but it's still mostly the same out there, and it's not super evident that, like, time has passed very much. It's definitely seems like sort of a stagnant environment here. It seems like maybe it's kind of stuck like this or whatever.
I think Vago is really quiet, but it's not going to let anyone wander too far, so if you're poking your head outside, I'm probably following.
All right.
Same.
Well, I don't know. Do you think it's safe to go looking around here?
We're gonna have to leave here eventually.
Because I can't help but notice, and, like, I think that Fawn points out a building that is mostly intact, with sort of, like, white columns and white roofing, but silver detailing. And specifically, she points out a symbol on it, and she says, That's the same symbol of the House of Midwives where I learned my craft, where the Magus first sent me. And I would be interested to go look at that.
You think this place had midwives once too?
It seems a place of magic, and not all midwifery is magic, but there's some special things there.
All right, then. I pull out my sword.
Is everyone coming?
Yeah, I think we should stick together at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we bringing the Magus with us, is my question then? Or are we, like, setting him up with the guards here, who seem to all know and protect him?
The Academy seems to have a lot of reverence for him, so I think they're going to...
Yeah.
For them, so they'll keep them safe.
Yeah, I think they even literally are like... let him rest.
You know,
We will watch
want to
him.
hang out with
Yeah,
this
whatever.
Magus guy.
And like Fawn even like goes and like checks on him and like tucks him in and like leaves the little light near him. Like, just leave this here and you stay. And like, okay, let's go. All right. And then I think we head over to the Palace of Silver. And as I described, it's kind of Romanesque with like large white pillars and high ceilings and roofings and somewhat of an open structure. And as we step inside, there is some natural light coming in. There seems to be some spaces left specifically intentionally to let the natural light of the outside in. And I think we see kind of pedestals, and each one has a different sort of silvered item on it.
Like a silvered item that would be used in midwifery?
Not necessarily. Like, I think we walk up to the first one, and there is... As we're walking to it, it seems like there's nothing on it, but then as we get there, laying flat on it, it seems like there was a base where this thing was sort of seated up, but it seems to have fallen. And as we get to it, flat on the surface, there is a mirror ringed in silver. Oh, this isn't... This... I mean, mirrors are useful in doing things, but it's not a common tool that I would have associated.
Do you think maybe when whatever happened here happened, they moved a bunch of important things in here?
Guess maybe. These seem all... And, like, looks down the line. These seem all important items. Why else would they... I mean, you wouldn't put just anything on a pedestal, would you?
Well, you could put things on pedestals for really any number of reasons.
I mean, maybe they just wanted them up off the ground.
I think Fawn looks at the ground to see if there's anything wrong with it and kind of, like, takes a step to the side now. Do you think there's anything... Do you think what happened here came from above and below?
I just mean, you don't want to leave stuff lying around if it's important. If this mirror was on the ground, we would trip over it or kick it. What else do we see?
I think we walk forward and... I don't know, what's the next silver item that someone sees?
It's a wand. Magic wand, similar to what we've seen the Magus use in their younger days.
They don't bother with a wand anymore?
No, just the staff.
Hmm.
Which is the next thing down the line.
A
So
staff?
Still silver staff, not unlike the one the Magus uses now.
Hmm.
Huh. Does this look familiar to anybody else?
Not dissimilar to the Magus. I am seeing this correctly.
It's almost a dead-on copy.
That's... Maybe we should bring them here? Maybe they should? Or maybe they have no use for these anymore. Maybe they were... Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I don't know.
The further along this quest we go, the stranger it is.
I think we proceed on to the next one. And as we approach it, it looks kind of like it's round again, kind of like the first pedestal with like the little mirror on it, but instead it curves up. And it's a little silver basin, and I think Fawn reaches in and like touches it and then pulls her hand back. It feels like there's water in there, but I don't see any. This is what we would use. Silver has cleaning and healing properties. This would be very useful. A good item, but... And then I think way down at the end of the line, like, I think maybe it's still, like I said, there was like natural light coming in, but it's still somewhat dark. And way down at the end, now that we've made it somewhere near like the middle, I think you can see like a little bit of a glow. And as we approach, I think on the last pedestal, there's a little silver, well, silver and glass, almost vial with a liquid in it. And I think it's not like on the pedestal. I think it's floating above it slightly.
Is it familiar?
Not this. I mean, obviously I make lots of different potions and things, but generally when you add things to them, they don't remain clear like that and glowing. That's magic. That's real magic. That's not some small herbal magic that I can do.
This is a place of magic where magic began, so perhaps is true magic, truer than any magic any of us knows.
Do you think it could help the Magus?
Do you think it's meant for our Magus?
Do you think there's more than one Magus?
Is this a museum? Or is this waiting for somebody?
Well, like you said, it's all important items, so it could be for viewing, it could be for saving. I don't know. But I do feel like if this would help them, should we take it?
I worry about disturbing magical things from their places.
It is hard to say whether we should take these or not.
I leave it to those who know better. And I look at Spooky and I look at the Fawn. At Fawn.
Yeah, I think Fawn looks at River and it's like, River, if this will help the Magus, I want to take it. But do you have any bad feelings of it? Do you get anything from it?
And River's been mostly silent, because she recognizes it as being from a time when the Magus was who she wanted them to be, and she kind of looks around at everything in the room and says, we could always bring it back if it doesn't work, right?
I think I don't know its purpose here, but we don't know its purpose is not to help, so I think if it might help, perhaps we should take it, and then if we don't use it, we should certainly return it.
Okay.
And then, like, Fawn very gingerly takes the vial. Should we head back and just take this one thing and keep it with us? Remember this place and bring it back if we don't need it to help the Magus?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. And I think as we walk back out, Fawn takes a second and kind of like just touches every pedestal and looks at every item and then leaves this place. That's it. That's the scene.
So you're bringing the juice back to the Magus?
I'm not, like, delivering the juice to the Magus immediately. I'm keeping it in case it seems like we need it to save the Magus.
Sounds good.
So you're keeping it.
I have it on me. I also have another super secret magical potion on me. But we don't talk about that one. But
Don't
anyway,
get the two mixed.
yeah, don't mix them up. That's... I mean, one is like pure darkness and one is like pure light, so hopefully I can keep them separate.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, let's not mix these two. Jordan, where are you going?
I'm gonna go to the Night District, I guess.
Okay.
I'll just start and you can tag in if you want. Vago has not said a lot since he saw a vision or the spirit or whatever of his wife. He was not expecting that, and it has thrown him for a loop. So he makes sure that you three are all settled, and then just sort of starts to look around. I'm gonna go see if I can find anything that can. I don't know if we can get a cart together or something to. I'm just worried that they're not going to be able to move, you know. And I wander out to start looking around. Does anyone want to come?
Fox will join you.
All right.
I'll come. Oh, I disappeared. I moved myself and I disappeared.
Did you go behind another one?
No? Oh, yep.
You're there. It's good.
So, the Night District is it's buildings that are built out of neatly carved onyx. That just every building doesn't look like a building; it looks like the absence of a building, you know, because of the shadow and the dark.
Spooky.
And it seemed to be a market or something, but the buildings are destroyed, walls barely coming up, walls no higher than our waist kind of thing. And I'm just kind of kicking rocks aside and I have my sword out and I'm trying to see if there's anything. I see a wagon, what looks like part of a wagon wheel, and I pick it up and it crumbles to dust. What the hell happened here?
Well, it could be that part of that storm came through this area and just ravished it.
Yeah,
utterly.
I guess so. They say this is where magic's born, but all that magic's doing is trashing the place.
Well, is this damage done from magic being here or magic leaving here? Is it perhaps the loss of magic that has wounded it so?
Or the effects of some magic so powerful it's stuck around.
Or the loss of control of a super powerful magic like the Magus has lost control.
Yeah, but the Magus hasn't done anything like this on our trip. So who did this?
Yeah.
Do you feel like this journey has been, I don't know. I just get this feeling that we're going to end up back where we started. You know?
Yeah. I feel that too.
I don't know if it's good or if it's bad, but
all I know is that we must see this to the end. And with every end, there is a beginning. And if that beginning takes us home, I will be happy.
that stuff back in the Silver Palace, it's waiting for somebody. I know it. It's carefully curated. And there's no coincidence that we've seen some of it before.
But you say it's waiting. You think it's waiting for a new person? You don't think it's the remnants of someone gone?
I think if it was going to help the Magus, then they would be pushing us towards it, you know?
I don't think he has much capability to do much of anything right now.
I agree, and I don't know any number of magic wands and mirrors and staves are gonna make that any different.
The Palace of Silver is just... Perhaps I am biased because of my learning, but it's just simply, to me, too close to a palace of healing. And there's no one I see that needs healing more than the Magus. Unless you include these lands.
Well, what if it's for the next Magus?
I think there's just a potion sitting around that could make a new Magus, and none of these apostles have taken one. They just all knew it was sitting there, and they just thought, nah, I don't want to be the next Magus, and left it.
To be the Magus is not necessarily such a desirable thing. Just because someone has... If one of them had the ability to do it, I don't think they necessarily would. I feel as if they've seen more than enough to know what a large responsibility it would be.
The current one must go for the new to arrive.
I don't think so.
What if that was what the door was saying?
The Magus is in the twilight of their days.
Sometimes he's 3.
Have you ever spent any time with an old person? When my mother went, there were some days when all she wanted to do was play in the sand on the beach. And other days, she could barely get out of bed. She wasn't magic.
Though they might be 3, some days they are 12, 23, 92. I feel like they're not in control of their magic.
When I look out across this city, I got one question, and is the damage done here because someone did something right, or because someone made the wrong choice? So if I seem hesitant to move stuff around, to pick things up, it feels like from here on out, every decision has the weight of everything on it.
It just might.
I'm good with that for now. Trying to get us all on the same page so we can move into the end game.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Kit, I think.
Okay. I feel like as we're exploring the Night District, Fox is walking through and discovers this body of an ancient warrior who's in a battle stance, pointing at something in the distance, almost as if it's not a carved visage. It's so detailed, almost as if the man was turned to stone. Looking around, he sees bits of other statue-like bodies. This area of the town seems to have been a battlefield of something. Maybe whatever caused this upending of a storm was caused by this battle? Fox doesn't know. He's not from here. He's not that old. He doesn't know magic. Magic is what made him. But if magic can do all of this, it makes him pause, think. It has a chance for such great good, such great destruction. What would the world be like if it was no longer magic? And he just returns to the others. Mindful of the rest of the journey to come. Thoughts of possible futures. And what his role in the coming journey will be.
And scene?
Yes.
All right. Katie. Right, I think?
Time to move the Magus, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Let me...
What's the next spot? What's the next spot?
The glow.
Ooh.
The glow.
That, oh my gosh.
It's like Jordan's played this game before.
Hmm?
I said it's like Jordan's played this game before.
Well, it's because I can.
The glow.
I can see the. I can see through the fog of war.
I know. I'm just kidding.
We came a different route though, than when I got to the end last time.
How many times have you played this?
I played it numerous times, but never really I've only gotten to the end once.
Really?
Yeah. And we went by sea.
This is the first time you've gone like underground.
Yeah.
Neat.
And it's the first time with Swedish meerkats.
Yeah. Yep.
You're,
all right. Well,
you're welcome.
I guess I can reveal the rest here. But,
What do the little symbols mean?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what do the leaves mean again?
Change. You have to change something about your character.
Right.
And then you'll notice that there's a little
Fin.
We get fins.
OMG.
The shark prophecy. So, Katie, your prompt is where magic was born.
Right. Here we go. So, as we've all kind of spread out and explored the nameless city, as we're finishing up on our things that we were doing, the Magus steps out of the Academy of the Sightless and is glowing even stronger than before. And
he still has the pulse thing? They still have the pulse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they are no longer an old man after their long restful sleeping and relaxing. They are now about like 10-year-old girl, and they're still holding the barley, and they are glowing, and the barley is glowing, and they just start moving along this path that leads out of the city, and the lightning is quite clearly avoiding coming anywhere near the Magus, and she just starts walking along this path, and for a moment turns back and looks at everyone and doesn't say anything and doesn't gesture for you to follow, but you know that's what she's waiting for, and I assume we all just follow her. And as she's walking along this path, the decay and rot and destruction starts to fade away, and the path becomes lined with these beautiful sort of flowers. Every so often you see one sort of poking up through the rubble, and they keep following, and as the Magus walks, more flowers are appearing along the path as she passes, and they're sort of sprouting in her footprints, and she is driven towards what looks to be just over a hill. Let's say that the sky at the edge of the horizon is glowing in a million different colors, and it's like the aurora borealis on steroids. It's just like super beautiful and glowy and colorful, and it's obvious as she's moving towards this glow that these sort of energies of her glow and that beautiful light are of the same sort of nature. And yeah, unless anybody has anything to add, I'll leave it there.
Nope. Lovely word picture.
Oh, thanks.
All right, Jess.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't. This
It's
is
in your heart.
It's not. I don't have one of those. I never got one. They skipped me, and I didn't. And I don't.
Well, maybe today's the day it grows 3 sizes.
Oh, thank goodness! I heard that. I feel like that can only happen on Who Day. I don't.
Oh, and
Just
get pumped
Christmas,
because
but-
it looks like you get to write the ending. Because when we moved the Magus last time, it'll be you.
What?
When we move them to Finn.
You'll be the one. You'll be the one that decides if it ends that time, I guess. But you can do it.
Better heckin' not be true, because it's just I don't.
Well, I don't think you gotta narrate the whole ending. You just end the game.
Yeah.
You don't have to do another scene.
Katie's just trolling me, I feel like.
No pressure.
Okay, so all that beautiful stuff in this beautiful, glowy, magical, wonderful place. And Magus is as she is right now. And I think we all journey together, and there's like an obvious path to follow, and we're traveling it together. And I assume it's all very silent because this is all very final. And I'm going to move the Magus here and say that we all sort of are walking, as I said, sort of together through this place, just following her now. And I think at one point she just, like, stops and turns to us. I don't want to, like... And, I think she just stops and turns to us and, like, looks at each one of us and goes up and literally looks each of us in the face and, like, goes over to Vago and touches him and says, "Sometimes people give us names, and sometimes we don't like them. Sometimes they're wrong, and sometimes they fit just right. Even if you can't see it yourself, those around you see that you never question or stop to help." And I think she touches your face, and then her hand moves down and she touches your sword, and you feel it warm at your side. And then she smiles at you and turns, and she goes over to River. And I think she reaches for River, but then stops. And says, "I'm sorry I wasn't always who you wanted me to be. But I hope I was someone you needed for a time." And I hope that whatever happens, I'm so, whatever happens, you will remember me fondly. and not think poorly of me for whatever has to come. And I think when she halted from touching you this time, she takes your hand. And she actually takes it and moves it up and touches it to your little mouse friend who enters your hand. And you see him stop and look at her and then look at you. And then I think she pulls back. And I think she goes over to Fox. And says, I don't even remember if I asked before I changed you. But you never complained. You never fought me. You only ever helped. And I hope after all this, you get to be how you want to be. Not just how I made you. And I think she touches you and you feel warm and you feel your shape-shifting ability come back to you. But it's your choice. And then I think she turns and walks on. I'm gonna say that's that scene.
She doesn't do anything for fun.
I forgot that I'm a people too, and I don't have a thing for that. I don't know. I don't know.
Something about Fawn's supposed to change. I know you changed stuff for us.
Ah, fudge.
Ooh, can I do it? I have an idea.
Yes, you do it. I can't do it. I can't do myself.
Okay. So, she walks up to you, and she says, "You have done so much good work for so many people and lives, and I am so glad that the beauty inside you has always been reflected on the outside, so that no one would doubt your goodness. You have been working so hard for so long." And she reaches out her hand and says, "If you would like to rest now, you can come with me."
I would very much like to come with you. But if there's more here that I can still do, I feel that I should do it.
Then I commend you for never tiring. But I do wish to see you again one day. So please allow me. And she reaches out to put a hand on your shoulder. And if you allow her to touch you, then we see Fawn slowly change and age.
Yes!
And her outer beauty, her more conventional beauty fades away, and we're left with this older woman with wrinkles and with scars and with age and time, and the Magus looks at her and says, "Somehow you have managed to become even more beautiful. This way. And turns and walks away. And I guess you lose your beautiful tag.
Yay! I'm so happy. I'm so happy Fawn gets to be an old lady now.
I thought that's what you would want.
Yes!
So I was like, I have an idea.
It's exactly what I wanted. I'm so happy she's old now. I am pleased.
Huzzah!
Thank you for giving her that.
Is that your scene?
That's my scene, Jordan. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go with the voices. I have an idea for it. So the Magus in their final form wanders off towards this scintillating skyline. And they get to the end of the road and they take one more step and they pass through, I guess, these lights. And they are there on the other side. And they turn and they wave and they keep walking. And as they pass through, it ripples through the light. And we start hearing familiar voices. They're younger though. I hear Rollo, but he's like maybe 3 or 4 years old. He's laughing. I hear my wife. And Fawn, you and I see Barleytown like it was 40 years ago or something like that. And there's also the sound of like a yipping sound of young, happy foxlings. And you see for a minute the Mistwood. Vago obviously hearing the voices moves forward. Actually, he would probably grab Fawn's hand and walk toward, like, just move towards where the Magus crossed over. I said, "You're hearing this too, right?"
Yeah, Fawn is moving much slower now. But she takes your hand. And I think she just kind of like nods and smiles at you.
So we get to the edge of this where the Magus walked through. And they're still standing there. And there is their last words as before they fade away are once more with feeling. And they step further into the light and are gone. And then we see it again. We see Barleytown. And my wife has like a basket on her arm, and she's got Rollo in the other arm. And she says, "Come on, you big lug, we're going down to the market." I look at you, Fawn, and I say, "I don't understand what's going on. What happens if I pass through there, Fawn?" Is this real?
I don't know. This whole place is magic. It seems... I feel like nothing bad could happen here.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to take this chance. I turn towards Well, no. I'll give Fawn a hug first. It's about time you looked your age. I'm over here turning into a grandpa.
You still need to catch up. It's fine.
Spooky.
Yes.
You're all right.
So are you.
If you can inject a little more fun into whatever comes next, I think that you'll be better off. Actually, I think everyone around you will be better off too. So, whoop it up, will you?
I'll try. Gonna go save some little bugs.
And maybe some color in the wardrobe, you know. If you don't descend on everyone like a storm cloud, they might actually think you're a little bit of sunshine.
I'll try.
And then I get down on one knee, and I say to Fox, I don't think I've ever pet you or anything like that before, but I put my hand sort of on your neck like you would with a big dog. And I say, you really rolled with all the punches that this trip sent your way. And I think you should come with me. I heard your kids in there, and I gesture back to the light. I don't know what it means, but I don't want to go by myself. You're muted.
I will see you on the other side, my friend.
Okay. I'll look you up, and as I'm walking towards the thing, I'll look all of you up. Come if you end up where I am. Come to Barleytown. My wife, she makes the best chili. I can't even do it justice. And I step through the light, and on the other side, my wife and my young kid are waiting. And as you step through, Vago turns into a 20-something young guy. A little less paunch, a little more muscle. Same kind of outfit, but short sword's a little brighter, a little sharper. He picks up Rollo, waves at you guys through the light, and then walks off into Barleytown. And I think the thing I'll change, I think I'll take away. I'll get rid of legendary, because all I wanted was a simple life.
Valid.
There you go.
I'm also going to go to voices. And he hears yips and whatnot of some foxes. And in the distance, he sees two older-looking foxes. And he glows for a second. The white on his face gets a little whiter, and his fur a little browner than the orange it was. And then the shade of a man comes off of him, and on the wind, everyone around hears just a faint Caspian, as it seems to pull a fringe of what looks to be an invisible cloak of some sort. And this large, giant fox where it was standing is the old Caspian, small, lithe, as he was at the beginning of this trip. He chitters something unintelligible, some animalistic sound. He nuzzles up to the side of River's leg and Bond's hand and runs off into the distance. The light, where he joins his two parents. Seeing them since the last time he saw them.
What's your change?
I'm getting rid of Wounded, so he's no longer a lumbering dire fox. He's just a normal fox. Also no longer magic.
Then there were two. And the bug.
Two ladies, a bug, and a mouse. That's all that's left.
Oh boy. Is it me?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Bah. Okay. Okay, I will go to, I'll go to almost the last time you saw real magic. And, you want to come? 'Cause I'm all
Yep, I'll come with you.
okay.
There's a Miyazaki feeling to your pairing, the raven bird lady and the old lady. There's something.
Yeah, it feels like, yeah.
I think Fawn hasn't stopped smiling since the Magus made her old. She has like a little old lady smile and she's just like hobbling everywhere.
I just realized that I'm wearing my Ravenclaw shirt while I'm River, the Raven of Ravenhall, and that's pretty great. Winky dink.
It's rather perfect.
I'm stalling because I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay. So River watches the Magus leave, watches Vago leave, watches the fox leave, watches Fawn become an old lady. And she turns to Fawn and she says, I thought they said if the Magus was leaving, we needed a new Magus. We are just gonna leave the world without a Magus? We're just all gonna run off and fulfill our own dreams and not finish what we started?
We could always ask your mouse friend real nice.
What do you think he's gonna know? I don't even think he could talk. He's just a regular little floofy mouse. Right, mouse? Yeah, regular mouse.
I don't know. Did she leave? Like, did she, like, just straight up walk off? Is that something someone said in one of their scenes? Like, she's...
Yeah, Vago said she pieced.
She pieced out?
Yeah, right into the glow.
Well...
It's up to you. It's up to you if you think that she Well, I don't know. It's up to you what happened, what you think happened.
Maybe if we just wait here a while, the new one will show up.
I don't think that's how it works.
This seems to be where magic is born. I don't...
The last time that I saw real magic, not, no offense,
Nope. That's...
or lights, or purple lightning, or anything else. The last time I saw it for real, the Magus was exactly who they were when they left. And this may be the place where magic was born, but I don't think it's a circle of life kind of scenario here. I don't think you come back from that place that she's going any more than anybody comes back from anywhere. Like Vago, we know why he went there. That's not the place for birth. I don't think anyone's coming. I think somebody has to step up and do it. Save the world, you know? Fix that city. I don't think magic's about making lights or controlling minds or all that other floofy stuff. I think it's being the one to get stuff done and doing it. Don't you think? Don't you think what you do is a little bit like magic, even though it's not magic?
A little, but like you said, I'm just floofy.
Aww.
No, I don't mean that in a bad way. There's good use for floof. But I don't think I can fix all of everything. I do have these, though, and I think she holds up the 2 potions in front of you. Either of these might help, if you want to make a choice.
I thought you only had 1 potion.
Well, I can't explain to you this one, and she shakes the dark one. But either might serve you if you think you feel up to making a change.
I mean, they're yours. You could take them. You could, I don't know.
I've been given my gift already, and it's this. And she points to her, like, old self, and she smiles.
River reaches in and pulls out her little mouse friend. And she says, "Hey, little guy, are you in there?" And he kind of scurries out of your bag. And he goes, "Yes! Is it time to save my people now?" Well, it might be, but you're gonna have to come with me, I think. Okay! And he, like, jumps, leaps, and lands right on her face. Okay, little man. Maybe not right there. And she moves him over. And she turns to the mouse. And she says, "What are we gonna do? We can go into the glowy light, but I don't have anybody over there, do you?" And he shakes his little mouse head. And the little bug says, I don't want to go in the light. I don't like the light. It hurts my eyes. and River says, okay. And she puts the two of them on her shoulders. And she looks at the two potions and she says, which one do you think I should take if I'm trying to save the world?
I think Fawn looks between the glowing light potion and the darker potion. And says, I genuinely think either would serve your purpose. And it depends on who and how you wish to be. This one fits your current aesthetic, though. If you're interested in continuing on in this way. Holding out the dark one. And just 'cause it's dark, and just 'cause Vago teased you to wear brighter clothes, doesn't mean you're not right exactly how you are. I think neither is wrong.
I really appreciate that. And she looks at the dark potion that you're holding out. And she looks at the mouse, and she looks at the bug, and she looks at you, and she looks at the light. And she says, well, the way I am seems to have run its course. So let's find out who I'm gonna be. And she takes the light potion and downs it. And I'll end the scene there and let you decide what happened.
No! When you say you mean everyone, not just me, right?
That's your turn next. And I'll say that what changes is the raven portion, but you get to decide what it becomes.
I think it becomes River the Magus.
That's kind of easy.
Yeah.
That's an easy way out.
That is an easy way out.
Everyone can decide. I don't care. It's just your turn next. So.
Well, if you are sticking around, it makes sense for you maybe to go back to grab that stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so after you downed it, so you downed the potion, and I think, like, does, like, maybe that glow coming off of the hill kind of goes away for a minute, almost like the sun has set?
Sure, yeah.
I think it kind of re-rises in a different color. And I think, like Fawn, offers you her arm to walk back towards the city, and as we look out that way, we no longer see the storm. Like, it looks like a storm that has just ended and is just starting to clear. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't feel any different.
I don't think it's necessarily instantaneous. I think it's what you make from now on going forward. You made a decision just now that you were done being what you were and you're ready to be what you are.
Yeah, but I really was expecting some kind of magical girl transformation situation.
I mean, maybe when you collect all the items. maybe we missed your moon wand. Like, maybe
we should go back.
Yeah,
we should.
We need to go collect all the items so that you can fully magical.
Are we going back for real?
I like that idea as an ending where you were arm in arm walking back towards.
Yeah, like I think we're walking back towards the city.
Okay, cool.
And I think that's a good place to end it.
We did it!
We played the game beginning to end!
Yay!
Took what, 4 sessions?
Yeah.
I think it was 4. 4 actual sessions, and then we played some
Yeah, in like 6
Quiet
weeks.
Year and For the Queen in between. But yay! Oh my god, this is such a good game, and I want to play the physical scroll. Do you know what I mean?
Me too.
One thing I did really like about this for you guys the first time is that nothing was spoiled for you in the other directions.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the whole map, so I know what if you go over by sea, there's a different location below the glow where you would land.
Oh really?
And that's the first reveal I had, and it's a very interesting reveal. So it's kind of neat that you were all spared from the parts we didn't visit.
Yeah,
so.
there's still like a good portion of the map
Wait,
that
really?
we don't know.
Oh, shit.
Let's just-
Yeah, I mean, we hit a lot of the beats, but
Oh.
you zoom out here. Yeah, there's 3. There's 3 locations. Oh, well, 4 if you include the ocean travel, and then there's all of the islands, which are random every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side, there's a couple places we didn't go.
Yeah.
And every time you tell a story, it's different, right? So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It'd be different people doing a different trip.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's cool that there's a good portion of the map we still haven't seen yet. And we could totally like replay and it would be absolutely completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just the islands alone, you do 3 islands out of I think 10 possible ones, and each of those islands is its own area that you visit. So with 5 or 6 prompts. So.
It's such a gosh darn cool game.
And then the Kickstarter that we backed comes with like 4 new scenarios. I only really know about 1, but on the 1 you actually start at Castle Stormguard and are making your way back to Ravenhall. And instead of leading the Magus to Umbra, you are bringing back a fugitive that has been captured. So it's a different, whole other kind of paragraph that starts the story off. So that's what that little booklet that the expansion booklet adds is, I think 4 or 5 of those. And so now it's a completely
cool.
There's 5 new ways to play the game. So
That's super cool. I'm so excited.
yeah.
I'm so excited because I did get the physical copy in the Kickstarter, so I'm excited to like.
It was one of the first things I backed on Kickstarter, and it is still my favorite. It's like a magical artifact because it's so amazing.
It's so cool.
Do we want to do a quick round and everyone says their favorite part or whatever?
Yeah. Why don't we go back around? Everyone can say where you do or do not want people to find you and your favorite moment in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of stuff. And we'll go from the back to the front, starting with Katie. Oh, hi, Katie.
It's me. You can't find me because I teach kids, and so my social media is on lockdown.
I literally, for everyone else, there's like, we have scrolling name tags right now, and for everyone else, there's a name, and then like an online tag, and for you, it's question mark, question mark, question mark.
I'm mysterious. You could follow my adventures walking dogs at walkwithme.katie on Instagram if you like dogs. And my favorite was I had a lot of really favorite moments. I liked this session. I really liked when Jess was the Magus doing the touching stuff. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was a good use of the. I like the touching, being the Magus touching all of us. That was good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I really loved the machine that answers questions. And of course, my meerkats and my bug. Because they're just so fun to be. Oh, I loved when Kit was those creepy sightless dudes. That was so cool. Oh, man.
I can do creepy.
It was good.
I liked all the times that people jumped in to pick up Is like, and like the background characters and stuff was good.
Those were my favorite parts, is when we got to meet like random characters and we were just beating them. That was fun. Okay, I'm done.
Awesome. Jordan, it's your turn.
I'm Jordan. You can find me at Made of Cartoons on Twitter and Instagram. And I had my favorite moment and then it escaped my brain. I really enjoyed this whole thing with you guys, so I'm glad that I got to introduce you all to it and we got to play. I think my favorite part of this game has less to do with a specific moment and more how much each of us stepped up to kind of dungeon master a little bit for each other. Like, I really liked how A, the game facilitates that, and B, everyone stepped up to the plate real good. And I liked being able to surprise you guys with little... I liked every time I did something where I added a question and no answer, and you guys got like these looks on your face. That's my favorite part of dungeon mastering generally, and I also like doing that in all games. So
That's just mean.
Or you just being a sad boy?
You know. I just liked all of it. It was fun to play with you guys, and it was really nice to wrap it all up together.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Mm-hmm. Kit.
I really loved all the spooky, creepy stuff I could describe. I don't get to flex that enough as a DM because I tend to always do more fun adventures. So being able to just do some of those like creepier things, or like describing the nameless city, is a lot more fun. I want to do more things like that, but I haven't been able to, just for no reason. I just haven't. So I want to just do more horror and creepy. It's fun, and specifically for this session, I really liked the just off the cuff door reading that I made up. That was surprising.
That was really good.
Yeah, I liked it. And I for Katie did the prophecy, and I wonder if we could retroactively. Humans are very good at finding patterns and things and connections where there aren't. So I'd be very interested to look at it again and see if we can actually, if we accidentally tied it together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty
I think
sure
we did.
it really did. Like,
I
think that like the prophecy that I came up with just kind of sat in everybody's subconscious, because when I think it basically was, you're gonna have to kill them and make a new one. I think.
I've got it here. Yeah.
What was it?
A queen once lost will yet be found. When one loses their power within the ground, do not fear, for what you seek is not to be found among the weak.
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
but the barley, the ground, it comes from the ground, and then she was walking on the ground and all the flowers, and then she left. Boom.
Sure.
I think it worked.
And the power went to River, who is certainly not weak.
Yeah, but it didn't come from the weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we also kind of played into it because we knew we were working back from the prophecy forward.
And like we played to it, but we didn't like.
On purpose.
We didn't like force ourselves into situations because of it. I don't feel like. I completely forgot about it this session.
I did too. I forgot we even had that one going.
Yeah.
As for where you can find me on Kit Battlebeard on Twitch and Twitter. Usually on Saturdays, I run D&D on my channel. It's my homebrew Defenders of the Dusk campaign. And on Monday afternoons at 8 GMT, so UK time, which makes it 3 EST. I hate that math. You can find me on bloodthirsty_puppets Twitch channel, where we are playing their homemade spiced system, and it's a post-apocalyptic Monday nights get nuked, where we're doing several one-shots to prepare for their upcoming campaign.
Nice.
That's it. And since I'm going to be done school at the end of the month, I will be doing some more streaming of some Jurassic Park games that I just recently purchased. So watch out for that.
Watch out. Because it's Jurassic Park games, and you know everyone's gonna... bad stuff's gonna happen. Yay. I loved everything. I loved, Katie's first prophecy. I was so, like, shook when that just, like, when you just pulled that out, and then, like, Kit, you did the door, and I was like, man, where are these people getting this? And then when I was describing the weird little trader people, and then y'all, like, I tried to do a voice, and I was like, no, I can't do it, I give up. And then Katie and Kit, you both jumped right into the ridiculous. I loved it. I loved it. And Katie, when you made me be a little kid, I was like, oh no, but it was so good.
That was a good time.
And Vago just teasing us the whole time with, like, is his wife dead? Is she a ghost? Is she a tiny wife? Tiny wife.
Teeny tiny wife.
Teeny tiny wife. Secret teeny tiny wife. All of that was so good. I really can't wait to get the physical edition of this game, because I'm so excited to play it some more. It is awesome. And yeah, this was Fall of Magic. For everyone still watching, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This game is awesome. I'm glad we got to play it. If anyone is, you know, watching this over on the YouTubes, because I now post everything on all our ttrpg stuff over there. Thanks for watching. I guess do all the buttons that are there. Hit them. I don't know them on YouTube yet because I'm new to that. Subscribe and like and comment and those sorts of things. And then come hang out on the Twitch channel or follow the Discord to get into games, because that's where we announce that we're playing games and stuff. This week on Thursday, doing a spookathon that I'm not looking forward to. There's currently a poll online for which game I'm going to play that's spooky, and there will be spooky sound effect options that people can donate to spook me, which is great, and I scream a lot, and I'm probably going to cry. Hopefully not.
When's the voting? I want to vote.
The voting is on Twitter.
Okay.
And the effects will be on here, because there's a whole thing for that. And then on Friday, Dustin is running a Critical Role, like in the world of Critical Role, a Tal'Dorei one-shot for us. And then on Saturday, it's an in-person Toronto physical critter meetup, so I won't be doing any online stuff this weekend, because I'll be hanging out with cool people in real life space, which is such a weird thing for such an online nerd to be out in the, like, meet space with actual physical people. But that's going to be awesome. So thanks everyone who has hung out. Thank you all for playing this game with me. It was so good, and all your characters were so good, and I love them, and I'm sad that they're gone now. I'm sad.
Me too. It was so fun.
It was a good one, but thank you all so much. I hope everyone has a good night. Heart your faces, and we'll see you all later for some more games next time. Have a good night, and thanks for watching. Bye.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.